William Ruto is a new talk in town in relation to his reported involvement with various presidential aspirants for talks aimed at forming an alliance before the general election. But Ruto could also be the talk in his support base of Rift Valley, with his supporters wondering who he will form an alliance with, as some suggest that his decisions may be the breaking point for him and many of his supporters if he decides to form a coalition with candidates who are not popular with them. And as KTN's Ochieng reports, William Ruto could be torn between pleasing his supporters and putting his interest first.
With slightly over 4 months to the general election, politicians are now beginning to realize time is not on their side and need to move with speed and make known who will be where and with whom in order to outdo the opponent. But the much talked about alliance formation puts Eldoret North MP William Ruto as seeking to build alliances with almost all the presidential aspirants, which paints a picture that Ruto is undecided on which formula to apply to be in the winning team, and at the same time remain with his Rift Valley support base. In 2 weeks' time, Ruto has held talks with leading presidential aspirants. First, he met Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo Musyoka at a Nairobi hotel. Days later, he was meeting Prime Minister Raila Odinga at a secret location, and details were kept secret. The following day, he met Deputy Prime Minister Musalia Mudavadi at the URP Secretariat in Upper Hill, Nairobi. Last weekend, Ruto met with Uhuru Kenyatta, but this time round, Kalonzo Musyoka was not invited. Soon after the meeting, Ruto addressed a political rally in Subukia, a constituency in Rift Valley that is Kikuyu-dominated, and confirmed that indeed he and Uhuru are working on a coalition course if a deal has not been reached yet.
Na nimemwambia mtoto wa Jomo, safari hii mimi na yeye hatuendi njia tofauti. Lazima tuweke msingi ya sawasawa, tuunganishe Kenya hii, tuache mambo ya ukabila, tuunde serikali ya Wakenya wote.
Ruto could have tested the waters to see if the alliance was sellable in his support base, but a further meeting that involved the URP top brass dismissed any conclusiveness to the talks between Uhuru and Ruto.
Any deal will be made by the party. We have offers, yes, but we have not struck any deal.
Reports indicate that a good percentage of the Kalenjins were opposed to the arrangement, and some argued that it could be driven by Ruto's selfish gain in disregard to what the community felt, with some suggesting not to support the joint bid if indeed it will be Ruto's preferred route to State House.
Underneath this relationship that has been going on between Uhuru and Ruto, there are these simmering Kalenjin rights versus Kikuyu rights which have never been dealt with. They have been washed under the carpet, but they keep popping up.
The Kalenjin nation, after Moi supported Kenyatta's bid in 2002 but flopped, and in 2007 voted overwhelmingly for Raila Odinga and did not succeed again. The community's dilemma would be to choose again between the two in 2013 if Ruto will not present himself as a contender for the top job. Another dilemma of the Uhuru-Ruto joint bid is the ICC process, with the two facing charges before the International Court and an impending court decision locally to ascertain if the two are indeed allowed to be in the ballot.
The blind spot of the Kenyan politics is that nobody is considering the possibility that probably Ruto and Uhuru will not be on the ballot.
Ruto could be calculating before he makes any decisive move if he has not made his mind yet, but what has come out clearly in the last few days is that Ruto is a factor that cannot be ignored in deciding who will be the next occupant in State House. Aaron, KTN Prime.